Dunedin's legal fraternity is celebrating the government's decision to strengthen the city's historic courthouse and restore services to the Category 1 building. Barrister Anne Stevens has been leading the charge to save the courthouse, and she joins us to talk about the campaign win. Good evening, Anne.
Good evening.
Are you surprised by this decision?
No, it's the only rational decision that could have been made.
What does it mean for the city?
Well, it means that the historic precinct stays intact, means that we have a seat of justice that looks like a seat of justice. It's got all the mana that goes with a building that administers justice.
Tell us about the local support for saving the building.
It's been incredible. So the support came from so many different areas of the community, like the Chinese community really stepped up because they'd gone to the trouble of sponsoring the Chinese garden, and so they knew all the connections and things and gave me a lot of support that way. The Lebanese committee, the local journalists have been fantastic. The Dunedin City Council really came to the party. They paid for the postcards and 5,000 of those went to the parliamentarians, and I'm sure that's what turned it around. And I think you've heard recently about 10-year-old Max Cunningham, who did as his school project, year 5 and 6, a letter to the Prime Minister, and got all 72 fellow pupils to sign the petition that went with the letter, including his 2 teachers.
That's a good effort. How much is the government expecting to spend on the building?
Well, they're saying 15 million, but it has to go out to tender now.
What is the facility's value to the community?
It's incalculable, isn't it? I mean, the building was built in 1902. It's a classic building for its time. It's extraordinarily good architecture. Look how it's withstood the test of time. Still looks a lovely building.
Did you ever doubt that the government would come to the party?
Oh, I have to admit to a few, but it just was the right decision to be made.
What do you think this result proves about the power of people?
It's total proof that the power of people is there. I mean, here we are right down in the south. Most of it's happening up north, and we are so low on the agenda. We don't even have an elected National Party member. We have a list member, and so this is pretty fantastic to show that if you keep up, if you're the squeaky wheel, eventually the only way to stop you squeaking is to fix you, and it's going to be fixed.
Is there any indication of when the services might return to the courthouse?
Well, they're saying the tender should go out next year and another year or so to get it back and open.
Why do you think the government made this decision despite the cost?
Because of the local pressure. Because it's us. It's Dunedin. The whole community wanted it, and put enough pressure on that. What else could they do with this building when everybody was clamouring for it to be reopened? Yeah.
Barrister Anne Stevens, and behind the Save the Courthouse efforts, thank you very much for your time.